Hello ladies and gentlemen, how are you today? Showing you how to make this like cool little paint squirrel thingy. I don't know what to call it. It's like a sharkfx background. I don't know what it's called, but I'm just gonna call it sharkfx background. Also, I'm really alone in my house. There's nobody here, but I really don't care. So yeah, I'm just gonna record this as quick as possible. Just kind of show you how to do this because it's really easy. I mean, I can tell you every day that it's the easiest thing in human society. Anyways, so here's what you have here. So it's essentially this like thing, and it's doing this thing. It's distorted and like looks like it's squirting paint, and also it's in quarter res because like it's easier to preview it, but this is what it will look like in full res. It looks way better in full res. So yeah, that's what we have. So let's get started and do this really quickly. So let's just create like a new project. Let's not save this, and we're gonna create ourselves a new composition. If you're making yourself a background, then like make it whatever aspect ratio that you're thinking of. Like you can make it 1920 by 10. I'm gonna make it that 15 seconds. I really don't mind. Or I can make this 5 seconds. I'm just gonna make it 5 seconds, and I'm just gonna call this comp1. If you want to, you can call this like BG or something. I'm just gonna call this comp1 because whatever. So yeah. So now we have this open. We're gonna make our thing. Time Lenovo. We want to make our circle thing. So we're gonna get this here. Make sure your fill is on to that, and our stroke is this. So yeah, and then you can make this the fill whatever color you want really. And we're gonna double click, and you can see boom, we have a oval, and not quite what we want. We're gonna make this full res. Actually, it's easier. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna go into ellipse path, and where it says here size, you can basically uncheck this or chain this. Very funny. And essentially you can like increase or decrease this, so you can see it gets wider, it gets not wider, and all that stuff. We want to make this the same as this, so then it's easier for us to kind of do. And so yeah, now that we have that, we can like decrease this a little bit. So now that we have this, now we want to make a cut, and then you'll see as we go. So having this selected, we're gonna go into here, call this radial, or search our radial wipe, and our effect on presets tab, and the I don't know what it's called, transition completion. I don't know what it's called. You kind of just put it to whatever value. And yeah, there we go. So we have this now. Here's two things that I'm assuming. So firstly, you may be really smart and you would think, oh yeah, we can just duplicate this and then move this. That's what you would think to do, or actually you would do that in general. But others might be like struggling, which was me. That entire I just couldn't. Point is, you can't move this like with the rotation tool, and it sucks because I used to do it another method, but the other methods, it's really hard, really. It's like involving solids and polar core. It's really hard. So I'm just showing you the easiest way, and this is the easiest way. You just kind of use the circle. So with this, we can just duplicate this, then we can move this, and then you can change this to whatever color you want. So going into here, we can make this like brighter or darker. I myself like it darker, so yeah, let's make it like touching because that's how you need it to be. There we go. And now we can just take these and like duplicate it. You'd think to do that, actually don't do that. Just you have to do this separately, which sucks. So just do that. And the easiest thing, because since we now have like two colors, is we can just now duplicate it, change the angle of the radial wipe, and then choose whatever color. We're going to do it for all of these until we reach the end. So there we go, and there we go. Now here's our problem. So I don't know the proper like value to fix this, but like there's like this small gap left, and it's usually because, you know, sometimes it's, I honestly don't know how to fix this. So what I do is I grab the this part and I like reduce this a little bit, or yeah, like increase this a little bit, so like that much. And what that will let us do is like put in like a bit more geometry. I don't know how to say geometry. Just I don't know what I'm saying. Point is, you can just add like geometry and stuff like that. So you can do this and do that. I thought my mom was coming for a second. I'm recording this without my mom, so then it's like easier for me because I can like know what I'm saying. I guess I don't know how to describe it. Let's just do this. So our dark one. Let's duplicate that one and move this here. There we go. So now we have all of the things. Now, again, I don't know the proper values that you would use to like make this even, but that's what we have for now. If I do get like values that like work, then I would give that to like I would update. I'll probably update in the description or comments if any smart people have tested and seen like the proper results. That isn't like, oh, just make it 50 by 50 or like 90%. No, that's already done. Like, I don't know, 45%. I don't know, just something like that. So, yeah, anyway, so now that we have our nice little circle, we can just select all of these, and then we're going to pre-comp this. We're going to call this like template or something, which is what I called it. So now we have this circle, and we're thinking, okay, what is this for? So what we're going to do is we're going to right click, then solid, then black solid, and what this will do is this will like, it'll hide it obviously, but essentially this is for our fractal thing, and you'll see why we need that later. So we're going to search up fractal noise, and what this will do is once we stretch it up all the way to infinity, or 100,000, or is that 10? No, it's like a million. I don't know. Point is, we stretch it up all the way, and what we do then is like increase the brightness, and essentially what this will be is like our displacement. And we don't want like that much darkness to it because then some parts are going to be like missing, and we want like as much of these light areas as possible. If you don't know how geometry, or I mean, not geometry, displacements work, then you wouldn't understand this. Although like this doesn't fit. So now that we have this, we're gonna add ourselves polar coordinates, and you're thinking, okay, so like we're just making a fractal noise. Yeah, we're making a fractal burst. So if you don't know how to make a fractal burst, you just like mask it and stuff. I'm not bothered explaining. So we're gonna just kind of mess around with the values, kind of trying to make it as that as possible. Just that's decent looking. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna also a transform, and you'd think to like put this at the top, but it makes like this gap, and that really isn't good. So we're gonna put this underneath, and then we'll close it up because like we aren't. I don't know. We aren't like, you know. I honestly still don't know why we still put that at the top. I forgot how. I forgot why. So yeah. So now that we have this, we have to now pre-composition our black solid. Otherwise, for some reason displacements don't work like that. So whatever. So we're gonna right click, pre-compose, and make sure it's in move all attributes, and we're gonna call this like displacement. That way we know what is what. So now that we have that, let's add our displacement. Hooray! We are pretty much making time. I don't know how long this has been going for. So adjustment layer, we just add an adjustment layer and search up displacement map. So if I can spell, that is your displacement map. Now when we are changing parameters, you can see it's like changing the adjustment layer only, which really, as you see, it just kind of messes up the circle over here. So we don't want that, obviously. So we're gonna change this to our displacement composition. Let's put this to 0, and then turn this off. And essentially, what this will do is this time it'll properly like change it to what we want. So you can see now it's kind of shooting these like spikes out, and that's thanks to our displacement. So yeah, put this to fit, and then like move these parameters, or you can mess with these as much as you want, really. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this and we're gonna increase it, but not like this, because that's just not gonna work well for us, because if you're to animate this, it'll kind of, actually it doesn't mess around with it. That's actually simple. But yeah, we can just do this and then search up twirl, which will essentially like add a twirl to our thing. So you can see if we do that, it makes it look more like what we want. So it's like this nice little twirly thing, and you can also increase the radius to like look like this or this. This looks like more like a Tunis, if you don't know who that is. I'm not bothered explaining. I'm not bothered to explain anything at this point. We're gonna put this record now because my computer's starting to go insane. That much will do. And we're gonna, lastly, if you want this to be static, I really don't mind. You can make it static. But if you want this to rotate or animate, I don't know what to call it. We can go press R on your keyboard and then like put a keyframe to the beginning and then go like all the way to the end and put this to like whatever parameter that makes it look fast. And you can see it looks fast. And we're gonna make this 2 there. We're gonna put this a quarter as well because that's easier to view. And there we have it. Paint. We are really fast at this. We did this in I don't know how long. I probably should check my OBS then. OBS tell me like 11 minutes. That's not bad, I guess. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I don't know why I made this. I was kind of bored, so I guess why not do this? And yeah, I guess see you in the next video. Okay, bye.